Time now for us to dive on deep to a great conversation about the Port of Shelton. And I've got two good guests in studio with me this morning. It's Port of Shelton Executive Director Wendy Smith and the Maintenance and Environmental Manager Al Frey. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing? Thanks for coming on and talking with me this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Al, what brings you by the old radio ranch here today, other than Commissioner Taylor a little under the weather, perhaps?
An arm bar by the port director helps a little bit to get me here, for sure.
So you guys have been super busy lately with all sorts of great maintenance and upkeep. One of the main things that we've talked about is the Marina over the last couple of months, and a lot of folks have been working hard and diligent to get their places upkeep. And how's that process going? And then how's the overall Marina looking these days?
Well, it's a labor of love, I guess, is a good term to use for that. But, we spend quite a bit of time down there, and, we're getting ready to start build some new floats and stuff that my guys are actually starting to do today. And, we're getting ready to do our summer work on the grounds, which we all kind of like to do. Get you outside, and hopefully the sun will appear.
Yeah, one of these days, maybe.
One of these days, yeah.
Hopeful.
So now we're just fighting mold on everything.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Gonna get out the old pressure washer here there. Yeah. So when it comes to some of the new things that you'll be working on down at the Marina, some of the new things, the docks and whatnot, what kind of access availability for folks once it's all completed? Who's going to be able to use that and things like that?
For the Marina.
Yeah, down at the Marina.
It's actually still, there's a north dock and a south dock, and they're still pretty private in terms of they've got a gated doorway, and that's because they're permanent moorage tenants. Yeah. But that being said, the pier is always available. We've, over the last couple of years, purchased a couple picnic tables so people can go have lunch or hang out or a dinner or whatever. You don't have to be a Marina member or a yacht club member. You're welcome. And then there's a guest dock in the middle. And a couple of years back, we had our ramp kind of break apart in a windstorm to the guest dock. And so we redid that whole floating dock, and it's really nice. And so it's a pay as you go. And so you come in and you just, write a little pay slip, put your money in the box and put it in your window. And so that's, we hope to get, lots of, other members of other yacht clubs, other marinas, visiting and coming into town. So yeah, it looks great down there. I mean, Al said, I'm not riding with you. I'm going to go straight down to the Marina. So, but it's just a different feel now. Everything just looks, bright and clean. And so we're talking about possibly looking into our patron guide, which is the rules and regulations that all our tenants follow, and thinking about maybe doing a couple other upgrade things. These are real insignificant, but things like rather than having plastic black on your boat, if it's just sitting, maybe saying it should be marine grade, something. Because we've had, the boat houses have upgraded and spent quite a bit of money to make things look a lot better and safer, is the overall. But, to have, the open slips kind of follow suit in some manner. And so we're talking about that. I don't want anybody to get nervous, but just little things that will still, add to the aesthetics and niceness down there. So
what are some other things that you guys are working on? Maybe Johns Prairie area, still kind of cleaning up around there, helping out some of the tenants?
Yeah, we had sent a letter out to the tenants talking about, some of their groundskeeping around their particular leases, and we're going to do some paving on, we had added some water to a couple of new buildings, and so those are going to get paved. We had an old railroad crossing that, we're going to pave, and, we've been looking at our rail and doing, maintenance on our rail to bring it up, and, it's for years and years and years, it was just kind of left to go derelict. And when we first took it over, the Scotch broom was up to about my chest. And so now it's actually down to where it looks like a rail again. And we have, a mixture of different poundages and stuff, which kind of makes it a little, taxing on the rail when we, some of the bigger cars now weigh so much more than they did 20 years ago. So it's challenges like that for us to, to move forward. And rail's not cheap. It's a real expensive to do, but it's a 100-year fix once you're done. Our rail out there that we have right now is most of it's dated in about 1885 and early 1900s is the rail itself.
Wow.
So but you can see how long it does last if you do the maintenance on it.
And I believe Wendy had mentioned a couple weeks ago, or maybe a few months ago, that you guys were actually doing some of the creation and like the I don't even know what you would do, but you were actually working on the lines and fixing those up, right?
Yeah, we do it the old-fashioned way. You see the guys up there by JBLM, and they have all the machines and cars. No, we have the old pick and hammers, and it's taxing on us old guys, but that's how we do it. We have some compressors now that help us a little bit, but it's all heavy. The 90-pound rail, it's 90 pounds a foot, and they're 25-foot sticks, so it's all heavy work but it's what you got to do to keep it going. Sure. So luckily with our director, she's moving to the point to where we can get a contractors to come in there and do it, and then we can maintain it once it's new, which is what we should be doing, and instead of trying to rebuild. But we've kept it running for the last 18 years I've been there.
That's impressive. That's really cool. And then up at the port or at the Sanderson Field.
Well, before we leave Johns Prairie, let me just throw in that I always try to highlight the maintenance and what a great job they do. And we budgeted quite a bit of money this year to do some cleanup. And that being said, there's piles of just, when Simpson moved out and Sierra, took over, but then simply sold, kind of the assets to Simon Metals. There's just a lot of debris. And so we just kind of, budgeted some amounts of money. And those guys, and then some of the new tenants, Frazier, came in and he cleaned a bunch of his right away, which he didn't have to do. It's not even his leased portion, but right along Johns Prairie, and it looks really great, but it added quite a bit of work. So these guys are just working and sending pictures as they go, and we do have a Facebook page now, so
that's right,
look it up. And
that's right.
and Deb's really good about getting that posted and various pictures of but these guys are just working hard to, everything's just looking so good. So
good.
Yeah,
Nice.
It's exciting.
And there's only 4 of us on my side of
that's
that wall.
amazing.
4 with Al.
Yeah. So really only 3.
Yeah.
But, we have the tools. We have hydroseeders, so we're going to hydroseed out there. We cleaned up where Ben was working. There were some piles of debris, and the guys went out there and they separated the wood from the dirt. And we took the wood one place and took the dirt into another spot and flattened it all out. Now we're going to hydroseed it, and then we move into Sanderson Field and start our grounds attack there. And our airport takes about 2.5-3 weeks to mow. The deck's 18 feet wide and it's almost a mile square.
Yeah.
So it takes a while, about 3 weeks to mow just that.
Jeez.
And so,
by the time you get done, you just got to go start
over.
Around again, and then we have to mow around, the streaked horned lark and stuff like that, and some of their nesting seasons. So it's a challenge, and then we do our grounds, and our goal is, we kind of use the city of Shelton's, with the Forest Festival is kind of our goal to make our right-of-ways look presentable.
Yeah,
people coming down into our town, that they see the whole, we all look and present what we want Shelton to look like.
Oh, wow. No, that's a great kind of deadline to self-imposed deadline to have, for sure. Anything new on your neighbors across the way? They're the Tractor Supply. How's that coming? It's got to be getting close.
Yeah, It's just amazing. The building's just there. Yeah, the roof. It's just, I can't believe how fast. So, yeah.
Well, we look forward to welcoming them to the community for sure. Yeah. Wendy Smith, Al Frey here today. Port of Call will surface on out and come back next Wednesday at this time to have another great conversation. It's 8:53 right now. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.